Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, the 5th of December. It's now 10:40 a.m. I have just started our 10:30 class recording, and I was making sure I provided you with a recording of a different group because it was such an excellent class about the speaking exam. It is a quick review on the whole exam, the 11 questions that come with the exam. And I think it is very, very nice if everybody can watch that recording. I have changed the title of the video, and it's going to be very easy for you to find it on your YouTube channels. Okay. And then after that, I have said that the ESA Bank document is already on our common document right before the update for week 7, as I promised. So if you missed the last class, we have done the update, and I have shown this document as a very extensive bank of essays. So you can get different structures. You can try to get your own frame for the introduction, especially the conclusion, etc. What is pending for me to do today, because tomorrow is a holiday and Monday is another holiday. Am I right? Okay, so we don't have class on Monday. Is that I am going to open the writing exam tonight on Class Live. I know Class Live is here, sorry. So tonight I am going to open this exam here. However, this exam here, final writing exam, as you can see, it's gonna, well, yeah, tomorrow, to be more exact. So don't rush in doing this exam, because as I finished essays yesterday with some groups, and I want to make sure over the day today that nobody needs to have an essay corrected and inserted to the essay document. I want to make sure that everybody has it corrected, because while we are correcting, I am taking my mental notes to come here to our theory and add this theory according to the mistakes the students are committing. Okay, so for example, in here, I don't have a specific explanation for the body paragraphs, and I don't have a specific explanation for the conclusion. And in that exam, you have questions about the structure of the whole essay. So don't rush in doing this exam tomorrow, even though it's going to be open. All right, make sure that we have this theory complete so that you can study and answer that exam, because this exam is a multiple choice exam. It is not for you to write a text, an essay or an email or anything similar. It is just about the techniques that we have learned all over these almost 4 weeks that we use it for the essays. Okay, so this is going to be my homework for tonight and tomorrow probably. And I ask you to make sure that you have understood what we have done so far in class. If you missed any class for the essays, make sure that you watch at least the explanation for that class, because it's gonna bring answers to those questions in that text. Okay, so this is homework for Lucy for tonight.
Lucy, do we have a deadline for the exam?
The 29th of December.
Okay.
Because I had to record informative video about the assessment system, because there are still students that don't know what the or how the assessment works for the subject. Okay, so one video that I am uploading, as I did with this for the good speaking class, is another one for the explanations. And if I am not mistaken, I need to change the title as well. Just let me double check here. One sec. I know you were Tuesday. Just a moment. You were Tuesday. Because this happened yesterday. So let's see what you have here. The second video. Which is probably this. Okay, so this video here is for you to watch it from minute 56 on, so everybody has the assessment explained in Castilian.
Could you share?
I will in a moment. I thought I was sharing. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened when I changed tabs. I stopped sharing. So this video here, I am going to do the same as I did. And if you allow me, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it right now because I cannot forget it. It is here. And my videos. And it's this. Yeah. So I need to copy this. All right. And it's already for everybody. Pam, pam, pam. Okay. So everybody is informed. I am going anyways to tell everybody that this is posted in the channel for everybody, and then everybody can make sure they understand the evaluation system. Because of this problem with students that didn't understand the assessment system, well, there's always an excuse, right? So as they didn't understand, they didn't do the exams when they were supposed to, this and that, maybe work, maybe not, whatever. It doesn't matter the reason now. So I needed to extend the due dates for all the exams up to the 29th. It's important that for the students that didn't do the exams when they were supposed to, it is important that you do it until the 29th because the course ends on the 14th of January. So, of course, if the course finishes, you are not going to have the opportunity to do the exams anymore. Okay? And nothing else. I think that's what all I needed to say. So we can start our speaking practices, right, girls? So we can go to our document on page 56.
So you didn't start the speaking practice on the other class that I missed?
With Maria, no, right, Maria? We have corrected the essays.
Perfect.
I was waiting for you, but I thought you were going to come.
Yes, I have to talk to you
Uh-huh.
about that because I started a new course that takes me the whole morning from Monday to Thursday.
Monday through Thursday.
Yes, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh, but you know you can come to the classes if you want in the afternoon. You don't need to ask authorization. You can just join the class that is good for you.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
All right? Okay. So this is what's going to happen today. Probably for all groups. Okay. So let's go. So the speaking exam brings you 11 questions. A very important thing in a speaking test is that you don't remain silent. Okay? The more you remain silent, the more insecurity you show. So we need to avoid remaining silent, and we also need to hesitation. I will go over all the questions before we play a video where or when I am going to do the exam, so you can see how it is. All right. For questions 1 and 2, you need to read a paragraph. For that reading, we are going to focus on delivery tone, intonation, stress, and pronunciation. What is each one of these aspects? The delivery tone. If I am reading a piece of a medical journal, I will probably read it seriously, but we don't want flat readings. For example, questions 1 and 2, read the paragraph, delivery tone, intonation, stress, and pronunciation. Questions 3 and 4, describe a picture, relevance, specific vocabulary, and grammar with no, this is a flat reading. I'm not doing ups and downs. I'm not intonating. I'm not respecting punctuation. And I'm not giving you the proper delivery tone. Questions 1 and 2. Read a paragraph. Delivery tone, intonation, stress, and pronunciation. Questions 3 and 4. Describe a picture. Relevance, specific vocabulary, and grammar with proper use of prepositions. It changes, right? So this is what we want you to show when you read. And it is sometimes the students, maybe because of the nerves, maybe whatever the reason is, but they do this intonation, stress, and pronunciation. This is probably because of the nerves, but you were adding articles. If you remember well, this is a word in English, and it means one. So every time you say you were committing a mistake. Okay? So when you think that you just shut your mouth. And if you train it, you are going to be able to do it. Believe me. Okay. Then questions 5, 6, and 7. What you need to try to do, or what you should do, is to answer these questions as you were talking to someone. As you know, what's going to happen to you in the exam is this. What is your name? Begin speaking now. Beep. My name is Lucy. How are you doing? How old are you and what do you do for a living? Begin speaking now. Beep. I am an English teacher. I work for EAP and I love my job. This is what's going to happen. So you are not going to see anyone. You are going to interact to yourself. And nobody is going to see you. Nobody is going to observe you directly, but you know that they are observing you because you have 2 cameras on you. And you need to cope with having 2 cameras, looking at yourself, pretending you are talking to someone, everything at the same time. Yes, Begonia?
Lucy, it is a recording or it is a person, but without the camera?
It is a recording.
Okay.
Well, I think it is a recording because the voices sometimes are very robotic. Okay? So, and then you need to act as you were talking to someone. Whatever question they ask, let's say they do this. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name? My name is Begonia. No, that's how you interact with someone. No. Oh, hi, how are you? My name is Begonia. And you? What's your name? So they want you to interact, to pretend You are actually interacting with someone behind that screen. So answer, as you were talking to someone, naturally, using the grammar presented and trying to show a wide range of vocabulary. How do you do that? Using synonyms. For example, well, let me finish here. And overall, do not show hesitation, making the vowels sound longer in general, because it will take a lot of your points away. All right, the hesitation, although it can happen because of the nerves, are never going to be taken into consideration as nerves. They are going to take your marks away. So, for example, what do you do on your pastimes? For questions 5 and 6, you have 15 seconds to answer. They prompt the question in the screen and say, and you hear at the same time, what do you do on your pastimes? And then what happened yesterday when I did this is that the student asked me, but pastimes is the free time, right, Lucy? Yes, it is. But this cannot happen when you take the exam and you find a word that you don't know. You cannot do it. And remember, you cannot consult, you cannot use the mobile, you cannot use dictionaries, you cannot take notes. It's everything at the moment. So how do we show vocabulary? Using synonyms or answering the question without using what they mentioned. What is the aim of questions 5, 6, and 7? It is that you show that you understand the grammar being used and that you have vocabulary. So in 15 seconds, obviously, you don't have much time. You don't have time for more, right? Question, what do you do on your past times? Time tense, present tense, auxiliary, do, verb. You're not going to say do, right? So what they don't want you to do is, what do you do on your past times? On my past times, I go to the movies and I meet my friends. This is what they don't want you to do. Look at this answer. I usually meet my friends and go to the movies or parks and restaurants. Right? With time and with practice, you learn how much you can speak in 15 seconds. Question 6, the same. Focus on grammar and vocabulary. How frequently do you meet your friends? I meet them in the weekends because I work during the weekdays. Maybe here you could have added, I always meet them. How frequently? So how frequently needs an adverb. I always. Okay. And number 7, this will have 30 seconds to answer. And normally it's a question that gives you an option to choose from. What do you prefer to do when you meet your friends? Go to a movies or to a restaurant? 30 seconds to answer. And the student answered, I prefer going to a restaurant because we can talk a lot. If we go to the movies, we cannot talk if we want to watch the movie. So I prefer to have conversations. Questions 8, 9, and 10. Answer questions based on information provided by a chart, picture, a little text that remains on the screen. Note in here, questions 5, 6, and 7, the questions remain on the screen. So they say, and you can read. But here, they will ask you questions, and you are not going to have the questions on the screen. You are going to have the information you will need to answer those questions. For these questions, we need to revise and practice time, dates, email, and web page and phone numbers saying. So how do we say this? We say mary@gmail.com. Web pages, www.mary.org.com. This is how we say the double pages, not W, okay? Because some students, even for the nerves, they say W in Castilian. Because you are very used to say it in Castilian. Then we have here an example. I organized just this chart very quickly, and then you have 15 seconds for question 8, 15 seconds for question 9, and 30 seconds for question 10. Normally, this question is the one that asks for a lot of information, and the recommendation is that you follow the sequence. For example, if this question here was, can you tell me the whole timetable available for these classes? Then don't go on Monday and Wednesday. We have the course Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday and Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. For Monday and Wednesday, so if you go back and forth, you are not going to have time. The best is to follow whatever sequence they ask you. If they ask you the full timetable, oh, sure. So we have classes on Mondays and Wednesdays from 10:30 to 12 o'clock, or Tuesday to Friday from 12 to 4 p.m. And on Saturday and Sundays, we have evening classes from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then this way, believe me, the timing is very, very carefully planned. Whatever they ask you, it is the time that you have to probably speak for. You are going to have an average of 2-3 seconds to remain silent so you can wait for the beep and the beep doesn't interrupt you. You are going to see when I do the exam myself. Finally, question 11. Question 11 is for you to give your opinion about a topic. This question is meant to be a mini oral essay. Remember that I have been emphasizing over all the classes, you have to have an opinion. There are no maybes, there are no perhaps, there are no over the wall. You are on the right or on the left. It doesn't matter. If you don't have a definite opinion, invent. Invent and pretend. But you cannot go here and there. Why? Because we have to structure this as a mini essay as well, with introduction but in conclusion. And you will have 60 seconds to speak. This is normally enough for 2 paragraphs. Again, with time, we learn how much we can talk. And you should do at least 10, 12 practices, record yourself, prepare, analyze your mistakes, because I will provide you videos with the answers, and you can plan and you can train with answers provided. Okay? All right. So before going in detail for the pictures, because we are not going to have time for this today, I will play this one here. Okay. So this is the channel that I am going to show you after we finish the explanations. But we have the green videos, which are exam videos for you to train and record yourself. And after you do that, you come, I didn't copy here. Just a sec. Let me click here. This is test 4, right? Let me go to the channel, test 4. Here. Okay, this is the test 4. I know, let's know. Copy. I do. Sorry. It's gonna be better.
Lucy,
Yeah.
how long it takes to complete the whole exam?
The speaking exam takes you about 20 minutes, I think.
But the whole thing, like the speaking part, the writing,
I know
listening.
the writing, half an hour, 1 hour, half an hour for the essay, 10 minutes per email. That's 50 minutes. Then 10 minutes for the pictures. More 3, 4 minutes of transitions. For the writing, it's gonna be 1 hour, 15 minutes, plus the 20 minutes with the speaking 20, well, 25 at most, because normally it takes about 40 minutes, all the videos. So it's probably 15 minutes, probably about 2 hours. But remember that you take a lot of time to set the devices.
Mhm.
Okay. It's
We
very
have
important.
listening also, right?
But you should do it in separate. You will do it in 2 separate days.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And if you want an advice, don't do one day after the other. Don't do it, because especially listening and reading are very exhausting. It is very stressing. I ended destroyed, destroyed. I promise. It is like you are worried about the timer all the time, and we don't behave as we normally behave because you know you are being observed, so you have that tension all the time, you know. So I did it on a Saturday, on a Sunday, and I strongly advise you not to do it. I would do it if I could do it again. I would do it on a Monday, having 2 early nights, going to sleep early on the Saturday, on the Sunday, not doing anything, relaxing, and then maybe do the second part on that Wednesday or that Thursday, even, because it is really, really intense. All right. So now I do have here. So now you can see that this is green. This is test 4 in green. This is the one for you to watch and practice as we are going to do now. And this is for you to check the answers. How did I do? There's one detail here. These corrections are normally okay and very good, but sometimes they are not B2s and C1s. I can judge, but for you as a student, it's it's harder to understand if the answers were really good. Okay, so every time we see a lot of there are, only lists of words, not a lot of punctuation, or even mistakes for the writing, that means that student was probably a B1. So be in case of that. Remember that we don't want to use there is that are, even though you are going to see there is that are in some of these answers. That doesn't mean we need to use it. Okay? So now I can close this. I can close this. So let me go back here. Now I can click in here. I no, please. Oh my God, again. Okay, so now I will do the exam. And you will see how it works.
Directions. In this part, you will have to read aloud the text on the screen.
Can you hear properly? Can you hear properly?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. It's important to respect the beeps, okay? So when they present you with a question, they normally say begin preparing now, beep, you prepare, and then they say begin speaking now, beep. Make sure that you start to talk after the beep.
Screen. You will have 45 seconds to prepare. Then you will have 45 seconds to read the text out loud. Begin preparing now. Begin reading aloud now.
Are you worried about your valuables getting damaged when you travel? Then worry no more, because now you can purchase the Mega Bag. The Mega Bag is a durable and waterproof travel case that protects your jewelry, mobile phone, and other important items. What's more, it comes in a variety of colors. Buy your Mega Bag today.
Begin preparing now. Begin reading aloud now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's performance featuring the city's best actors, musicians, and dancers. While you are watching the performance, please keep in mind that taking pictures is not allowed. In addition, we request that you keep your cell phone switched off all times. Thank you for your cooperation.
Directions. In this part, you will be asked to describe the pictures on the screen in as much detail as possible. You will have 45 seconds to prepare your response. Then you will have 30 seconds to talk about the pictures. Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
This picture was probably taken in a big city in a very cold day. We can say it's a big city because we can see a traffic jam in the background of the picture. And the main focus of the picture is on a couple of friends, a couple of young men walking on the street. Both of them are holding mobile phones. They look like friends because they are smiling at each other and probably talking about a message they have just received.
In preparing now. Begin speaking now.
This picture was taken at an airport. It is probably a quiet day because there are a few people in a checking line. There is a couple in the end of the queue. The man is checking his passport or his documentation while the wife is holding a suitcase. While some other young people are waiting for their turn to do their check-in and with their suitcases.
Directions. In this part, you will be asked to answer 3 questions. After listening to each question, you will have 3 seconds to prepare your response. You will have 15 seconds to respond to questions 5 and 6, and 30 seconds to respond to question 7. Imagine that a local magazine is conducting a survey on purchasing textbooks. You have agreed to join a telephone interview regarding buying books. Question 5. Where is the ideal place to buy textbooks in your area? Have you ever bought books there? Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
There are lots of bookstores around my village, and I rarely buy books over there because I like going to Barcelona or even buying through Amazon.
Question 6. Do you think it is a good idea to buy books through online platforms? Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
I love purchasing my books through Amazon or any other web pages. I even look for used books. They end much cheaper than going to the bookstore.
Question 7. Do you like reading electronic books or paper ones? Why? Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
My favorite kind of books are paper ones. I just think they are kind of more romantic. I can imagine if the book is used, I can imagine who had this book before and try to connect my preferences to the previous owner of the book, maybe. And if the book is new, I also like the smell of a new book and, of course, turning pages. Directions. In this part, you will be asked to refer to information on the screen in order to answer 3 questions. The information will be shown for 45 seconds before you hear the questions. After listening to each question, you will have 3 seconds to prepare your response. You will have 15 seconds to respond to questions 8 and 9 and 30 seconds to respond to question 10. Begin preparing now.
Hello, this is Sarah. I misplaced my schedule for May 23rd, so can you answer some questions for me to confirm a few things? Question 8. When does the first meeting start and finish? And who will I meet?
Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
Hi, Sarah, of course. So your first meeting starts at 8:30. It lasts until 9:30, and you are meeting Haley Taylor, who is Spring Hill's banquet manager.
Question 9. I remember that I will have lunch at noon with Andrew Simmons. Is this right?
Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
Oh no, you are not correct. So you're having lunch at noon with Beth Bryant. She's the event photographer. And you are meeting Andrew Simons after that. Make sure that you meet Beth Bryant for lunch.
Question 10. It's supposed that there are some sessions after lunch. Can you give me details of the activities I need to do in the afternoon? Listen again. It's supposed that there are some sessions after lunch. Can you give me details of the activities I need to do in the afternoon?
Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
Yeah, sure. So at 1 o'clock, you'll be meeting Andrew Simons, who is from Pure Kitchen Catering, to discuss the menu's pricing, until 3 o'clock, when you're going to visit Abigail's Flower Creations, because you need to pick up decoration samples and catalogs. So make sure that you arrange everything well.
Question 11.
Fija, nutre y protege tu color con método Color Care del Vive Color Vive. Tu color vibrante hasta 10 semanas. Qué bombón eres tú.
You know, skip it, sorry.
Roja de Nestlé.
Directions. In this part, you will be asked to give your opinions on a certain topic. You should speak as much as possible during the time provided. You will have 45 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to give your answer. Do you think that current employees should learn one art course while working at the company? Use specific reasons and details to support your opinion. Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
Nowadays, there's this new trend for companies who worry about their employees' well-being, and they started to provide some courses to entertain and to distract employees from their daily tasks. I think this is really positive. First of all, because art courses can foster creativity in other aspects, so they could be more creative in their daily tasks. Second, they can disconnect a little bit from the stress they are under over their day. And finally, it could foster better relationship among the employees that could just relax a little bit more together. In conclusion, this is a very positive practice. Maybe a little too short of time in this case. All right, girls. So now I will show you the answers, okay? So When you do that, in theory, you have recorded yourself, and then you can go and check what happened and what you did, right? So if you remember well, I probably did the stresses here. Yes, I did durable, I did waterproof. What's more? Yeah. Okay, and here, I know it seems really weird. So probably the students normally laugh when I do this, ladies and gentlemen, but that's how someone is going to tell this on the stage. If you go to watch a spectacle or a concert or anything, that's how the narrator is going to announce it. So this is what we should try. Okay. Then the pictures, they will give you some suggestions. Let's see. So the prepositions, you see, there are two men. This is the picture. No, the picture. This is a picture taken. So there are some mistakes in here. They go for physical descriptions, which is typical of B1 students, because if they don't have vocabulary and they don't know how to reason and how to talk about subjective stuff, they will probably go and describe what they can see and not what they can imagine from the picture. But be careful, the imagination needs to be relevant to the picture. So I imagine that they were friends, that they were both holding the mobiles, and as they were looking at each other, they could have been talking, they could be talking about what about a message they have both received, for example. Okay, so yes, you can do speculation, but you cannot go too far. For example, we cannot say they look like a couple. That's too much. Okay, even if independently, if it's a man and a woman, two women, two men, or whatever, we cannot go too further in the speculation. What else? And then in here, they mentioned the love of the airport. There are many people in this picture. I don't agree. If there were many people, the lobby would be full, right? So this is not a full airport. On the right, again, there are. The man is wearing the woman is wearing a jean shirt, holding the suitcase. The man is looking at his passport. Some other people is standing. Overall, people are waiting for their check-in procedure. Okay, and I said they were waiting to wait their suitcases. Okay. And then the questions. Okay, so the first one, remember that I told you that we have time to answer and to try to use different words. So by purchase, they say area, I said village. They said neighborhood. Okay. And I mentioned that I also like to buy through Amazon. And here, okay, I also gave the reason. So you see, as it goes from shorter to longer, and here, much longer. And again, although it doesn't look like, this has introduction, body, conclusion. Personally, first of all, introduction. In addition, body. Therefore, which can be an S conclusion, I am in favor, blah, blah, blah. Everything is organized, introduction, body, conclusion. It doesn't matter the long or the short it is. Remember that we did that for the pictures, then for the emails, then for the essay. It is the same thing in here. Then we have the chart. Did you realize that the chart remained on the screen, but the questions didn't? You need to pay attention to the question. If you don't understand the question, what you can do is, I'm not sure if you asked this, but this and that. So don't remain silent. Don't freak out because you didn't understand the question. Pretend you understood it and answer. Or you can say, well, I'm not sure if this is the information you were looking for, but this. Okay, but don't remain silent. Even if you were giving the wrong answer, you could provide good grammar structures and good vocabulary. So don't remain silent. Pam, pam, pam. I'm afraid this is not correct. These questions, one of them is always a trap. Always. They are going to ask something that is not correct or that you need to change somehow. It's not always, is this right? They can change it, okay? But there is, on those three questions, there is always a trap. And then the last one, the opinion. And let's see. In my opinion, individuals should take part on an art course while working because of the following reasons. Okay, this is the easy way. I said I went a little bit further. Nowadays, there's this trend going on, blah blah blah, and the company offer courses to the employees. First of all, in addition, in conclusion, okay, again, introduction, body, and conclusion. Very well organized. And in here, just the same thing as the essay, maybe you don't need to start talking right immediately when they say begin speaking now. You had 60 seconds to plan. But if you need a little bit more, don't worry. And this is with practice. If you don't practice on your own and you don't record your own and you don't analyze your own mistakes, it is going to be hard to foresee what your performance needs and don't need. Because I have now Maria and Begonia with me. But if you are watching the recording and you cannot come to class and you cannot interact with me until the end of the course, how are you going to make it? How are you going to know what you need to improve? So if you watch this recording and you take notes of what you were supposed to do, once you record yourself and you watch yourself, you are going to identify your mistakes. So it's important that you do it, you record yourself, and then you look for the red videos that I said that the channel provides for you to check what you did and how you did it. Okay? Any questions, girls? No? Now it's your turn then. Ready? I am going to use the same that I use it here. So this, okay, and now I will turn my camera off because this is how we are gonna do in our oral exam, okay? I will turn my camera off because I need to take notes. And the notes are not always bad. I can take notes of what you are doing well, all right? But if you notice when I'm writing, that's when the student gets nervous. So we have now, we don't have time for both of you. So I am going to do question 1, Begonia. Question 2, Maria. Just 1 second. Question 3, Begonia. Question 4, Maria. And we stop and we comment. Next class, we take from question 5 on individually because you need to provide individual answers. Deal? All right, so let's go. I won't interrupt the recording, okay? All in a sequence.
Directions: in this part, you will have to read aloud the text on the screen. You will have 45 seconds to prepare. Then you will have 45 seconds
Lucy,
to read the text out loud.
Yes?
you are supposed to share, right?
Yes. Thank you. Now?
Yes.
Sorry.
Begin preparing now. Begin reading aloud now.
Thank you for calling Madison Cinema, Bristol's favorite movie theater. This week, we are offering special discounts on popcorn, sweets, and other snacks. Please press 1 to hear the list of this week's movies, or press 2 to buy tickets in advance. If you have any other request, press 3 to speak to our staff member.
Begin preparing now. Begin reading aloud now.
On tonight's news, we will have a report on plans for a new shopping mall in Winchester, scheduled to be built over the next 6 months. The center will feature a various selection of clothing, electronics, and living items. If you want to hear more about this project, tune into tonight's broadcast at 8 p.m.
Pide de todo en Uber Eats. ¿Y si los galácticos? Pide casi de todo en Uber Eats. Hi there. Hola. Question. Do you have trouble understanding native speakers when they speak English? Directions. In this part, you will be asked to describe the pictures on the screen in as much detail as possible. You will have 45 seconds to prepare your response. Then you will have 30 seconds to talk about the pictures. Begin preparing now. Begin speaking now.
This picture has been taken in a job environment. The man that we see in the picture is wearing a uniform because he needs to be secure during the task he's developing right now. He's taking a box and putting in the staircase because he's organizing all the box.
In preparing now. Begin speaking now.
This picture was taken in a food, in an Italian food truck. It seems not a busy day because the food truck employee is relaxing with their friends, because they are smiling.
Directions. In this part, you will be asked.
Okay. So, for Maria, I think you can work a little bit more on the stress for the readings, okay? And you got nervous for the picture, am I right? You didn't
Yes.
know what to speculate about. Okay, so in here, you said relevant, you mentioned relevant comments. It's not a busy day, she's relaxed, she's having a good time, but they are not her friends. We cannot know if they are friends or not. The two men are friends. Sorry, the two men are friends because they are eating together, right? So they are probably frequent customers, right? So just because of the nerves, but you will get used to it, I am sure. Okay, you tried and it was a very good try. And Begonia, you did the description is very good, and I need to correct some grammar for you. Okay, so the tasks are carried out. He is not in the job environment, you said? So you can say the workplace. But in the case, what they are looking for is the specific vocabulary. What kind of workplace is this? We cannot say it's a factory. We cannot say it, right? Because you don't see anything here that proves you that this is a factory. But this is clearly un magazem. Magazem? Almacén.
Yes, I was trying
Almacén.
to remember the word in English, but was impossible. And we saw that word in any other practice. I don't remember which one, but it
Warehouse.
was with the emails, right?
Yes, in the warehouse.
Warehouse. Okay.
And you said that he was organizing the staircase?
I was trying to say estantería and I
Shelf.
completely how is it?
Shelves. Shelves.
Shelves. And I said staircase.
Staircase. Las
What's that?
escaleras.
Escalera.
It's a very common mistake. I don't know why. The students think the shelves are the staircases. Because I think it's similar, staircase to estantería. So it's a long word, it has T's. I think it's because escalera, estantería, whatever. Okay, and then well done, the uniform, he needs to be secure. He doesn't need to be secure, he needs to be safe. Okay, and everything you said was relevant. And Maria also said only irrelevant stuff. It is good. You only need to work on those nerves. Okay? And girls, as we don't have time to complete activities as I need, I will dismiss you. Okay? Because I want you to do complete activities. I'm not going to leave anything in the half anymore because we are running out of time. And I just want to remember everybody, just let me write a note here on our document of what we did today. So today, (10:30). Oh, theory and practice from question 1 to 4, right? So probably that's what's going to happen to everybody, but I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. What you can do next for next class is to study this. How to describe the picture. Okay, this is the hardest part, I think. It is even harder than the opinion giving. Because if you know how to write a conclusion and you know that you need to say something for sure and you don't need to, and you need to go straight for your opinion, that's it. But speculating is a bit harder. All right, so you can study that. And please don't forget to do your writing exam that's going to be open tomorrow. All right? Not tomorrow, remember. Wait for all the theory to be edited on page 42 on. All right?
Okay.
Okay, girls. Thank you very much and enjoy your holiday.
You too. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.